Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's Potter Box discussion. Are you all excited and ready to learn?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I'm sure everyone's pumped up for today's talk. So, to formally start this podcast, we'd like to introduce ourselves. My name is Amanda Corvera, and I'll be your host for today, along with my co-host Maizona Espina,
Guys.
Mafi Lobo,
Hi.
Kaori Mickey,
Hello.
and Alec Yu.
Hello, everybody.
As a recap, we've discussed ethical issues in advertising and public relations using the Potterbox method in our previous episodes. This time, we'll be tackling privacy versus products in targeted digital advertising using the same framework. Just an overview of today's discussion, we will be talking about its situation, values, principles, loyalties, and judgment. Here to share the first step of the Potterbox model is Alec.
Okay, so situation muna tayo. Let me give the context of the case at hand. Our case is about targeted advertising and the issues surrounding it. So if you do not know yet, targeted advertising is a method of advertising that caters more specifically to you. So when you are using social media platforms such as Facebook, information is being collected from you. It can range from your age, gender, location, recent searches, and even phone model. So all of this information is used to show you ads that are more relevant to your interests. So kayo ba guys? Para sa akin kasi, I really do not mind this type of advertising because this is mainly because I'd rather have the ads that are more aligned to my interests kaysa naman yung mga irrelevant ads na hindi naman ako interesado.
Yeah, it's the same for me. I like it when I see ads that cater to my interests. Like they are very helpful for me when I try to shop online because they suggest really low prices. But I also get their view about being annoyed with ads, especially when you just want to enjoy your leisure time on social media platforms.
Same. Until now, I still get surprised whenever I see ads or posts that are connected with my social media activity. Like, for example, I watch this particular series, and then when I scroll Facebook, I see similar ads to it. I just wonder how long they keep that information because it's kind of scary that we have a tracker in the palm of our hands.
Yeah. And well, let's go back. Yung mga sinabi nyo, that's actually, the sentiment of the advertisers because they argue that when it comes to targeted advertising, they say it is, a better alternative to counter the necessary evil of ads. So even though even though targeted advertising does has its benefits, it also has its drawbacks that can be harmful to people. And I was actually surprised to read that there are actually negative effects of targeted advertising because hindi ko naman akalain na that was something that could happen to
Oo nga.
people. So for example, the lady that had a miscarriage, after her miscarriage, she was still being bombarded with the maternal ad. So that must have been, kind of scarring for her.
Traumatizing.
Yeah. So, but, thankfully, there have been efforts of setting regulations to address the privacy concerns of the public. Pero, hindi pa rin to enough to really solve the problems or issues of targeted advertising, di ba?
Yeah.
Exactly. So to continue to what Alex said, punta na tayo sa second part ng Potter Box, which is our values. So may tatlo tayong sides: advertisers, Facebook and Google, and the public. So it is a given that all companies want to generate profit. A company is considered in good shape if it can generate good profit, right guys?
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
Yep. Yeah.
diba? Kahit sino
Tama.
naman, kahit mapa-small business pa yan, pinaka iniingatan talaga ang kita ng company mo.
oo naman.
Of course.
Yeah, that's true. Kasi a company cannot operate without profit eh. And among other things, yun talaga yung heart of their entire operation.
Exactly. So, for the advertisers, they value profit. They gain income by tracking the online behavior of users, and this way, they can boost certain products or services directly to their desired market. So this gives them higher chances of convincing their users about their product. 'Di ba, whenever we scroll through our social medias, nasasakto sa sina-search natin yung mga ads na bigla na lang nagpa-pop up. Like, based on my own experience then, the ads I usually see is yung nag-match talaga siya sa interest ko. As in, magse-search lang ako ng isang topic one time, tapos yun na talaga yung, may mga lumalabas na ads similar to that. So, 'di ba, ang galing.
Mm-mm.
Kaya, with Facebook and Google, they share the same sentiments with the advertisers and they value profit as well. This is because they are responsible for gathering data and information from their users and in turn giving this information to advertising agencies so that they can release ads that are specifically filtered for them. So they can properly market their products and services to their desired audience. So really similar talaga siya to what we've discussed about the values of the advertisers.
Yeah.
Punta naman tayo sa public. So it is their privacy that they value. Ito talaga yung main thing na focus ng case na to kasi 'di ba, the public has this kind of anxiety when it comes to their information and how the companies use this information.
Yeah.
So parang for them, it's upsetting knowing the fact na information are collected from them but hindi kasi nagiging transparent itong advertisers and si Facebook tsaka si Google
Yeah.
about this, 'di ba?
Mm-mm.
So
Mm-mm.
ngayon na kahit papaano meron na tayong idea, Maisie will discuss the principles para at least mas makapag-dig deeper tayo sa sentiments and mas maintindihan natin where they are all coming from. Kasi medyo overwhelming din naman yung mga information. So, go
Right.
Maze.
Truly. Okay, thank you, Kao. So, after understanding the values of our three entities, let's move on now to their principles. So for the advertisers, it's safe naman to say, di ba, that they're just doing their duty. Kasi as
Mm-mm.
advertisers, they have the responsibility to create ads that are catered and personalized to the public. And in this framework, we all know that doing your duty is the right thing to do. So therefore, the advertisers are doing the right thing even if somehow targeted advertising has negative effects on us, public. Pag utilitarianism naman, it can also be applied sa side ng mga advertisers because 'di ba we already established that utilitarianism is the greater good for the greater number. Naniniwala ang mga advertisers kasi that through targeted advertising, more people will be happier at the end of the day because they will have ads that are addressed to them based on their preferences rather than ads that are not relevant to them, which we all know can be distracting and annoying talaga.
Mm-mm.
And we can all relate to this, 'di ba? Sinabi na natin kanina that we don't mind seeing ads, but we prefer receiving ads that will give us value or are relevant to us.
Yeah. Dali mo pre.
Totoo. Truly.
Yeah. But for Facebook and Google, obvious naman that their code of ethics is based on deontology and utilitarianism. It is their duty to mine the information of their users for them to use the tools and services for free, as well as display business advertisements on their platforms because they are the paying customers. Also, Facebook and Google push through with their business model regardless of the issues. Both companies were able to gain revenue in a little amount of time, although their success is tainted with many privacy and security breaches. It seems that they are
Yeah.
basing it on their perceived truth rather than deep, authentic truth. They believe that
Yeah.
they are not in the wrong because even though it is not okay to collect people's information without their consent, they're providing like the online connectivity we enjoy for free.
Yeah, I agree. Kasi feeling ko talaga they're just following through with their perceived truth.
Mhm.
Okay, so last but not the least, let's talk about the public's principles. We mentioned utilitarianism earlier and how it supports both the advertisers and Facebook and Google. But let's see how it can support the public side naman. For me, I think the public doesn't want themselves and others to have a negative experience from this type of advertising. And I don't know about you guys, but that sounds like the greater good for the greater number for me. 'Di ba?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Oo.
Totoo.
Yeah. Okay, so at least now that we got that covered, I have a question for you guys naman.
Eh, sige.
Okay, who here agrees that personalism can support the public side?
Ako,
Agreed.
Agree.
Okay, sige. Alec, why?
patay. Ay, ano. Personalism can support the public side. Kasi when we value and respect, each other's privacy, that's for the person's sake, diba? And then the community will also benefit from that. Yung babalikan natin, correct me if I'm wrong, diba? It's for the person's sake, diba? Pero hindi dapat naiiwan yung community.
Exactly. So if we respect one's privacy, it makes the person feel safe and secure, right? This then builds the person and makes him or her a better member of the community. So it also builds the community. So it's a win-win situation.
Oh, before we move on, I also want to add something. Like, 'di ba, when I think that kasi we can apply duty ethics here. Like the public has to look
Yeah.
out for
Yeah.
themselves and others' privacy. Also, they believe that Facebook or Google must be transparent and honest with them when it comes to collecting their information, since privacy involves everyone's society, right?
Tama, tama.
Truly. Tama, tama. Okay, so I guess that's it for the principles. So I think we can move on na sa loyalties. Mafi.
Okay, now let's talk about loyalties. Kayo ba? Nasasabi niyo ba na loyal kayo, guys?
Oo naman.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
And masasabi niyo ba na it reflects your values and principles?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Sometimes din. Maybe. Yeah. Basta.
Okay, so since sinabi niyo yan, we must see a connection or correlation of the ideas since we are basing loyalty and on the principles and values. We've already established that we have three sides to this situation: the advertisers, Facebook and Google, and the public. Advertisers are loyal to the clients they advertise for. Facebook and Google are loyal to their company. And the public is loyal to themselves. So, matanong ko kayo guys, how are advertisers loyal to their clients?
I can say that they're loyal to their clients because they execute their job and role given to them by their clients to provide targeted advertisements. But in what way is Facebook or Google loyal to their company?
I think just because of the fact that they're businesses, they're loyal to their company in a way that they want to get profit.
Profit.
Because of
Yeah.
course, when, 'di ba, like we stated earlier, it's always been profit. So, syempre, when you value profit, magiging loyal ka sa company mo because you wanna generate more and continue gaining profit para sa company mo.
For
So
it
I
to
think,
run.
yeah, for it to run,
Ah,
basically.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Eh, yung public naman, paano natin masasabi na loyal sila sa sarili nila?
Pag sa public naman, loyal sila sa sarili nila kasi they want to protect their privacy. Gusto nila ng peace of mind when it comes to surfing online. Diba? Gusto nila, basically, safe sila.
Oo.
Totoo. Kasi, 'di ba, kahit sino naman matatakot knowing na nakalatag yung private information mo to people you don't even know. And hindi mo nga alam kung ano itsura nila, 'di ba? So,
Tama,
parang
tama.
ang scary
True.
lang.
Right.
Oo,
Very scary. Right?
tama.
Yep. Okay, so I think we can move on na to the judgment, no? So with everything that we discussed, the question now is, sino ba yung ethical, sino ba yung unethical dito? Who's right and who's wrong? Personally, I think that the public has a great point regarding their privacy, but at the same time, partially right din naman yung advertisers and Facebook because it is their duty to do what they are doing. But I'm not saying that they're completely right or completely ethical because I think all three sides can do better. Lalo na tong advertisers and Facebook because advertisers they should also be valuing their target audience as well, 'di ba? And not just their profit. And if they have even the slightest idea that Facebook or Google could be getting information from the public illegally, then they should act upon it, 'di ba? I think they
Mhm.
also hold some of the responsibility to help Facebook and Google to be more transparent.
Yeah.
True.
True. I totally
Oo.
agree. Like, I also think na Facebook can also do better because as a business, they have the corporate social responsibility to look out for society as well. So by being transparent and making their privacy easier to see and understand, they can be more ethical. They shouldn't bombard the users with so many rules and regulations to force them to agree to them without even reading it entirely. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm at fault na hindi ko binabasa lahat.
True.
Nag-agree
Yeah.
lang ako.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At naman yata, okay.
Yeah.
true.
For the public naman, 'di ba, as a member of society, they can do better by doing their part and making sure that they understand the policies of Facebook and any social media platform they partake in.
Yeah. Actually, tama yun yung mga pinagsasabi nyo. That's what I actually was thinking. And
Mm-mm.
the fact na talagang people should be careful in what information they willingly give when they use online services, di ba? Such as Google or Facebook. Kasi responsibility rin naman nila na protektahan ang privacy nila. And sa tingin ko rin, kasi yun nga, hindi rin naman talaga siguro nila binabasa yung mga terms and conditions ng Google or FB. So agree lang sila ng agree. So they should
Ba't
be
parang
careful
tamaan
talaga.
ako?
Sorry na po. Sorry na po.
But
Sorry,
ganun din naman ako.
Oo.
Kailangan basahin, 'di ba? Pero ang problema din the other side din niyan is baka kasi kasalanan ng Facebook at Google. Ba't nangyayari yung ganyan? Kasi malay ba natin na talagang sinasadya lang nila na sobrang haba nung privacy policy nila, 'di ba? Or yung terms and conditions
Yeah.
nila na nakaka-sneak in sila ng mga shady policies nila na hindi natin manonotice kasi yun nga, nakakatamad basahin. So,
Totoo.
True.
yes, I agree with Mafi talaga, di ba, na Facebook and Google should make it really easier for people to read their policies.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, may tama silang lahat, but they can all do better talaga. Lalo na tong
Yes.
si advertisers and si Facebook and Google.
Oo.
Okay. I think that's it.
So, for our reference, cast, ayan.
Yan.
Para you guys can research
Yan.
on your own din. And
Yeah.
for the credibility na din, para di nyo isipin
Legit
na
po
Credible
kami.
yan. No to
Yes.
plagiarism.
Hindi. Para hindi kami
Truly.
makancel, diba? Sayang naman yung pinaghirapan namin.
Oh,
So, ayun.
Truly.
better
As
safe
all
than sorry.
things, ayun, exactly. So, as all things must come to an end, so does this discussion. But
Aray.
before we say bye, can I just say, sa sobrang saya ng discussion na to, tawang-tawa ako. Di ba? Like, sobrang
Oo.
saya
Truly.
kasi.
Oo.
Guys.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Ang dami kong insights na nakuha, lalo na from you guys and about the
Yes.
data privacy.
Totoo.
Yeah.
Diba? Like, yung discussion na to, helpful talaga para sa atin. Kasi diba marketing students tayo. Tapos we also take up
Yeah.
Yeah.
subjects
Oh,
na
okay.
related to advertising.
Tama.
Yeah, I'm
True.
so excited for our
Truly.
next episode and I can't wait to tackle more topics like this.
And sa mga nakikinig, whoever you are, we
Hi,
hope
sir.
na you had Hi, sir. We hope you all had an insightful and enjoyable time with us. Sana tama pinagsasabi namin. So, yes.
Truly.
Thank you,
guys
guys.
for
Thank
listening.
you.
Thank you,
Till
sir.
next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.